Happy New Year, everyone. So, yeah, 2025. Now, this is the beginning of a new YouTube series, as I said I was going to do, but I'll get onto that in a sec. I would like to welcome you, Mango. What now? 14-week-old Maine Coon, ginger Maine Coon, which is, he's now sniffing the microphone. She got on recently, absolutely lovely. Not really a Christmas present, more of just we want one for ages. So yeah, he might end up in some videos. Anyway, lovely little boy, aren't you, mate? Aren't you? Anyway, back to it. Yes, YouTube series. So this is going to be a YouTube series on the other half's mx5. Got him. Other half's mx5, which I've been promised her to have or give her a car she can take to shows for quite a while now. And she wanted some turbo noises, so I thought, well, we've got to paint it, make it nice, sort out those lovely dents she put in the rear quarter, and turbo. So thought, if we're going to turbo, we may go at 1.8. We may as well go for a 1.8 VVT. So there we go. We're going for 1.8 VVT, and I thought, it's me. I like to do something different than the everyday standard stuff. So, my arm's aching. I've not done this ages. So I'll get onto that in a sec. But anyway, it's going to jump to me cracking on with the car outside earlier. Then I'll be back in here to talk about what we're going to be going over. And yes, to the car. So I now bring you down into my garage because yes. So I'm going to explain quickly. You'd have already seen it, but yes, the video previously is filmed after this point because obviously at the moment in the UK we've got very limited sunlight. Back to work, usual stuff, but I finished a bit earlier today so I can crack on. So I finally got the other half's car back here at home now. There it is. I'm going to show you that in a sec. So that is the car, or this project series is what it's going to be on. No. Sorry. This series is what it's going to be on, is that car. Oh, mate, I've thought that. I'm knackered. But basically, I've got to build that. I've got 90 days to build that into a, not rust-free, but seals are done, the dent's repaired, full respray with coilovers, wheels, with turbo kit and the anti-lag and everything, all within 90 days before Japfest. So yeah, I was actually going to do a semi-build on this engine, semi-forge it before putting it in, but I'm not going to go that route now. I'm going to just chuck it in there so I can get it to Japfest, and then we can enjoy it about 200, 250, just to dial in the anti-lag. Then, mid-summer or mid-year, I'm going to slowly collect up all the parts and either have another 1.8 VVT bottom end I can build, or I just pull that engine out, slap a new one in there, but I'm going to go over all that later. Well, earlier for you, but later for me. So yes, the current question is Lucy's mx5 Mark 1, lovely little black one. As you can see, there's a dent in the corner, which you might be able to see. Yeah, not a nice dent, so I need to fucking repair that. Luckily, I've got a cut of a panel. Stock BBSs, the seals aren't bad. I think there's some spot welds on the other side that need doing. Otherwise, yellow roof. The roof is going to stay yellow, but that's going to get resprayed in brilliant yellow. Mazda's factory yellow, and then the whole car is going to be in chassis white or PT colour code, which is again a factory Mazda white. So what I'm going to be doing is getting this rear bumper off first, because I need to sort that quarter out. That quarter is the first thing I need to do, is sort that quarter out, rear bumper's off, then I'm going to get the other panels off. Anyway. amazing progress getting the rear of this car stripped. So really number plate panels come off, so what I need to do is remove those badges. Well, I've got to mark up their positions and remove the badges. But otherwise, usually these snap, they crack like somewhere there, or they crack somewhere in the centre, but this has come off in perfectly one piece, which is amazing. So I'm going to be really careful with this, but yeah, I need to tape and measure and everything on where both those badges go. Then I can prep and sand that down. Onto the back of the car. Obviously, it came off really easy. There's absolutely I wouldn't say no corrosion, but it's probably one of the best ones I've seen at the back here, actually, because usually these little legs here corrode. Obviously, the towing eyes have corroded a little bit, but that's bound to have happened. So I'm well pleased how that's come out. The rear lights look good, the rear bumper looks good, so I'm going to show you that in a bit. And then obviously I've started. And the part that wasn't in time, that's obviously removing the front. Starting to remove the front bumper, which a little bit of corrosion there, but that's all going to be sanded down anyway. The annoying thing is the front two bolts there have snapped, so I'm going to probably just tack them up, grind them back so they're smooth, and possibly re-drill them. We shall see. But my biggest concern about this is deleting the ABS system, which is completely useless. So that's going to be a fun part. But yeah, here's what it is. And of course, as always, a horrendous amount of fucking mud that has come off this car. But anyway, I'm going to get them in and I'm going to talk you through a few more little bits. So I'm back today. I'm going to do a little bit more, get a little bit more done. So this is going to be before the outro, which I filmed yesterday. So this is an all over the place video. I'm sorry, I want to try and get the first video to have a good load of content. So back today, what I've realised, I've tested out the wastegate valve. I put I believe it's about a 9 to 10, 11 psi spring in there. Tested it on the Works house vacuum, which is pretty damn strong. I opened up straight away. So actually I then pressurised the other side of it to see at what pressure it becomes equal at or higher. And that was about 9, 10 psi, 11 psi. So it's probably about 9 psi spring to 9.5, maybe 10 maximum that it's opening up at. Or it's getting loose, so you can move it either side, so it's equalised. Obviously over that's 11 psi, so that equivalent, if say you had vacuum, then yeah, it will open about 38 to 40 kilopascal, which obviously this car's idling more than that because it opens all the way when it's idling, but you can move it, so it's obviously just overcoming that spring pressure, which is good. So either I fit the other one in, try it then, and it either stays shut on idle, then opens on revs. Or the other thing is I leave that as it is and then put in a MAC control valve, which I get a general purpose table to control. So then when it's normal idle, MAC valves shut off, but anything above that, the MAC valve will then open, so on overrun. Or if I click a switch for anti-lag, idle control valve open slightly, RPMs higher enough so that it opens, then it retards time and all that sort of stuff, magic to then get anti-lag while it's idling, which would be really cool. But there's no way to control that to stop that after a certain time, so I'll have to have a look at that. Maybe a timed relay, I don't know. Unless I can talk to Alex and get ME to add it in, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to go ME for this or ECU master. So anyway, I'm going to be using my old ME360 from the Rotary 5 at the moment because I've got a plug adapter loom, saves me a little bit of money to get the car running, and at some point I will go or buy its own dedicated standalone. But as a fact, I'm not using the ME360 at the moment. I can use it. Happy days. Anyway, covering. I never showed you the engine bits. It's a mess all over the floor because I just stripped the head down, the blocks already as it was. Yeah, let's have a look. So engine wise, obviously 1.8 PVT head. Everything's really good condition in here. It's been very well looked after. I got it off a breaker, so yeah, it's obviously from the fact that there's no oil staining in the top of the head, it's great condition. The other side's good. The cams are over there. I need to deal with them at some point. I need to get the pulleys off and get the old seals out. And the block, obviously a 1.8 VVT block. I was going to put some rods in this, but considering how little time I think I'm actually going to have, I'm not going to bother. So what I'm going to do is just clean off all the excess off the block. I'm going to remove the power steering pump, give the block a good clean degrease, paint it, obviously replace certain things, clean up that side so it's all ready to go in. Intake manifold, we are going to be using the square top, so again I need to get on to clean this at some point. I was going to run the 4AG black tops I had with the GTI Pulsar Blenheim, but I don't think they're going to pull enough of a vacuum to run anti-lag, so don't think I'm going to be able to run them. But that's just the engine sort of setup. So yeah, it is 1A VT. I'm not going to forge it yet. Probably be mid-year I'm going to forge that. But time to have a look at progress on the car. Oh, also nice to say is I have 2 of 3 Type 2 Torsen discs. So one, I think that was good. I've got 2 more in the corner there, which I don't know what I'm going to sell them or keep them, or one of them's definitely going to be used in the car. I have 2 6-speed boxes. So that one's got a C-clip mod, which I need to put into it. And then I've got another one up there in parts, which I either C-clip mod or keep spare, I don't know yet. Which again, I'll C-clip mod that, put that in the car. So when I come to forge it, it's going to take the power all day. Bit wider view, there we go. Oh, a lot to do, but luckily I don't think it's actually that rusty down there, which, oh no, it might actually be crap. That's going to be fun when I remove all that to get a good look at it, but because of the fact I'm doing the braided brake lines anyway, I'm just going to remove all the brake lines, brake systems, brake booster, everything there, and get down to that corner and repair that issue of rust there. There's not really much down there, I don't think. I'm going to move the washer bottle back to that spot because at the moment it's there, so I'm going to move that back to that spot there. The fact we're deleting the ABS system. Radiator needs going. I've got so much to pull out of this thing, but I think I'm going to set the GoPro up and carry on removing the front bumper and the wings. So I have returned. I didn't do a time lapse actually taking the stuff off because, again, as you can see, it's now dark. I just wanted to get this done. So front wings are now off, front bumper's off, front wings bumper off. So that's most of the front end stripped. These usually are ball ache. Surprised they didn't all snap actually, to be fair. But my biggest concern is the front seals. So this side is crusty, but it's all right. I'm gonna have to really drill and tap some holes in there, or riv nuts for the wings, because they did shear in there annoyingly. Otherwise the inside of the arch ain't bad. There we go, let's change view so it's a bit wider now. So yeah, inside the arch isn't too bad. It's pretty good. That's all the dirt that just came out from the inside. This side I'm happy about. It's the other side I'm not so happy about. So if I come over to here, there we go. I'll put a torch on. Yes, that's a crusty, interesting hole. So someone's, yeah, it's fully rotten out. So I'm gonna have to cut a load of this out, get a new piece to weld in. And probably somewhere on the back side, because you can see, where is it? There. Huh? That actually goes through. So yeah, the centre section for the sill itself has fully dissolved there, probably all the way down the sill, some of it at least. So I have to cut this out, try and get a new piece of one of these front pieces, try and do a repair or something on the inside, and cut all this out and repair it. It's all just, it's literally sand and mud at this point. How, I don't know. I'm literally clawing it out, which I've never had an issue with an mx5 like this before. My blue one's not like this. My white one I had was never like this. So it's a bit of a concern. The fact that the bolt snapped out on the bottom there, I'm not too fussed about, but yeah, that's I have to repair that, whether I just patch it or do it properly now and then don't deal with it later, I don't know. Because, you know, I'm gonna have to do the other side at some point, so they might be next year jobs. So I just patch that for now, patch them both, give it a blast out with something, give it a fucking good clean, brush it all down, plate it, leave it for now, and then do both sides next year at some point, get the seals off, cut them out, redo them. Yeah, that's a lot of rusty mush, which are not fun. But otherwise, again, the inside of the arch here is pretty good. That needs fucking off, so I need to remove that at some point. This, well, that's that removed, don't need that. That needs fucking off. I need to start pulling out all the stuff in here, so that's probably going to be a Thursday or weekend job, is start pulling everything out from in here. And also cutting that seal out, so that's a fun one there. Exciting. But the fact of I've got 96 days, 96 days today, so 95 tomorrow, before it's got to be ready for Japfest. That means painted, all the interior looking a bit nicer, neater, tidier, with some gauging stuff in there. Tuned, a 180 VVT in there. The exhaust system, so 3-inch all the way back to a nice high flow black box, everything. I've only got 96 days, so it's going to be a hell of a change. And then some point later in the year, I will forge it. Anyway, on to the good part, the tasty part. So what I want to do different to every other 5. So I picked up a lovely, if I can, a lovely Kraken manifold here. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous Kraken manifold. Obviously on offer, so I thought, why not? Actually have a nice high flow manifold that sits nice and low, keeps the turbo tucked out of the way, keeps everything neat and tidy. And I thought, do you know what? I want to do something different, so it's a bit more unique to every other Turbo 5. And this is something I've wanted to do for such a long time. So, yes, it has got bypass anti-lag. At least I isn't going to be happy I'm using the coffee tape for this, but oh well. So yeah, bypass anti-lag. All this is lovely 12 or half-inch stainless steel tubing, which has been nicely bent. So it all matches up. It's not an amazing job. It's probably one of my better jobs. It's not too bad. Because it's really fiddly trying to get these all like to sit perfect heights and get the bends right. Everything is really difficult. And for the anti-lag valve, I'm actually just using a generic eBay wastegate. The reason for this is because the fresh air anti-lag valve is literally a wastegate for the fact if you're putting vacuum in your top half, which pulls your valve open when you lift off at high RPMs. The same sort of principle with a blow-off valve. So the spring pressure in a blow-off valve is just enough to hold back, hold it back from opening while you're idling. But when you get on boost, your boost pressure goes in this side, holds it shut. When you lift off, obviously when you lift off under on overrun or deacceleration, your vacuum's higher than it is at idle, so then it opens. So it's the same principle on this. All I've got to do is work out the correct spring pressure for this. So I'm probably going to get about 7, 8, 10 psi spring in here, and then I'm going to make an adjuster that sits in the top here so I can actually adjust the pressure itself perfectly. And then yeah, I'm going to run a vacuum line from the intake plenum to the top half here, and then with a Mac valve so I can turn it on and off. And at idle, it obviously won't open. While you're driving normally and in boost, obviously it's going to be applying boost to this side, holding it shut from the exhaust gases on this side. So you're going to have, say, 7, 8 psi on this side. And obviously when you're running boost, it's probably about 15 psi. So yeah, it will overcome the pressure on this side. Also, the fact of where these are such a small area, it's probably not going to be that high of a pressure in the runners. Then, obviously, when you come to lift off, your throttle body slams shut, vacuum, you hit a massive vacuum, it then pulls this open, you then have your boost pressure run in here, down in with your timing retarded and your extra fueling, and it all explodes in your manifold, spoiling the turbo. So fresher anti-lag, or bypass anti-lag, or real anti-lag as I like to call it. Yeah, I only went for a eBay spec wastegate valve because just for the principle of if it works, it works. Happy days. And then at a later date, I'll get a nice Turbo Smart anti-lag valve, or even the electronic one, which that'll be cool as hell. So we'll see how that goes, because all I need to do is cut this V-band off, weld on the correct V-band, and done. So yeah, this is something. Sorry about that. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time now. About 7, 8 years ago, when I was messing around with Turbo 5s, I wanted to do fresher anti-lag. I wanted to do so many things. Back 7, 8 years ago, I wanted to do a rotary swap 5. I wanted to do this, and I just kept messing around. I did ITBs and turbo. I've done loads of stuff. So this should be a piss easy job for me, but should be fun and exciting. But anti-lag is definitely something I want to do, and the fact of it's going to be in her car. Well, yeah, her car. Obviously, I'm going to have switches and stuff, so high boost, low boost, so she can drive around nice and safe on low boost. But then she gets to go to a show and be like, oh yeah, cool, I've got a car, fresher anti-lag and all this, blah, blah, blah. But then when I come to a drive it, or we've got some track time, something we can really enjoy, and I can put on a hell of a show. So there we go. Something a little bit different, but yes, I'd say that's going to be the main important thing about the car itself is the anti-lag. Obviously the 1.8 VVT swapping the Mark 1, and it's changing colour, so it's going from black to a nice white. Anyway, I think that's going to cover it for today's video. Just, I don't know how long this one's going to be. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done some YouTube videos. I need to get back into the swing of it. So hopefully this project will help me get back into it. And for the rotary stuff, that's a bit on hold at the moment while I do that. And then after that's done and it's driving all nice and blah, 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 I can then concentrate on the rotary 5 and I will be getting that sorted. So that needs a full strip down. I need to do a tube front end on it, rear mount rad, loads of stuff. But I've got some good rotary goodies upstairs. So in the next episode of this series, I might show you the rotary goodies, what I've got to come. Yeah, 96 days. It's going to be a fun one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Just have a happy new year. Hope you all have an amazing new year. And keep supporting it. I know my filming skills aren't the best all the times. I'd be a bit nervous again. I don't know why. And on edge. But I'm trying to get there. I'm trying. It's not easy trying to edit anything, trying to work a normal job, it's really difficult. But yes, I will be at lots of shows this year. So Japfest, obviously, Retro Rides, weekend. I might do both days. I'm not sure yet. I really want to do first day and the second day, but we shall see. Little Mango, if you're going to any shows, he will be big enough and old enough, and he will be coming with us because we want to get him used to travelling. If we go camping or anywhere, we can take him with and we don't have to worry because he's lovely. And something, again, a bit different to the YouTube or for the channel, making it a bit different compared to everyone else. What else? I think that's it. So hopefully have the full front end of the car stripped in the next episode and start ripping apart that engine bay. I need to get the hard top off as well and put that in the car. That's going to be a fun one. Shit. Anyway, yeah. Discord and stuff in the description, Instagram, everything, all of that sort of goodies. Well, not much in there actually, to be honest. And yeah, my hair needs doing again. So, yeah. Till maybe tomorrow or some point in the week or weekend, I don't know.